nice things about me. I hope you do. Just trying to get this guitar to behave itself. It was perfectly in tune before I picked it up, and then when I started playing around with it, it's gone out of tune again. But how's everybody doing? You all okay?
Yes!
Fantastic, brilliant. But thank you so much for coming out and supporting live music. What kind of this? Oh, it could be worse. That's okay. Yeah. So it's a great pleasure to be back here. I mean, it's been, well, how long has it been since I've actually been in Trinidad? The last time I was there was when I played at the festival in 2011, and I don't think I've actually been back since. I've just been kind of bypassing it on my way to Germany to pick up my cola and dance band. So. But yeah, as Lars mentioned, we spoke together over the email, and we decided on some songs to sing, which you could all join in with, because I'll be doing a mixture of a lot of my own stuff, and as well as a few songs which you guys might know. And the first one which you spoke about was Walking in Memphis, and one of the reasons that I put this song up for debate was that I just love this song very much, and it was written about one of my favourite people, actually. It was written about Elvis Presley, and that whole kind of that whole theme, you know, that whole scene around the 50s and the 60s. And I actually got to go to Tennessee a couple of years ago and write some songs with some nice people down that way. So yeah, this song kind of reminds me a lot of that. So we're going to start off with Walking in Memphis. Also, could you got to be my ears tonight, because could you let me know after the first song whether it's too loud? That would be really great, because there's nothing worse than a musician who's too loud. Yeah. Put on my blue suede shoes and board to the plane. Touchdown. Valley of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. Now W.C. Handy, won't you look down over me? I got a first class ticket, but I'm as blue as a boy could be. I'm walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the field, walking in Memphis. Do I really feel the way I feel? Do I really feel the way I feel? Yeah. No. Saw the ghost of Elvis upon Union Avenue, followed him up to the gates of Graceland, and I watched him walk right through. Now security, they did not see him, they just hovered around his tomb. But there's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room. I'm walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the field, walking in Memphis. Do I really feel the way I feel? Walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the field, walking in Memphis. And do I really feel the way I feel? No. They got catfish on the table, they got gospel in the air. Ah, well, the Reverend Green will be glad to see you if you to see. And they asked me if I would do a little number, and I sang with all my might. She says, tell me, are you a Christian child? And I said, man, I am tonight. Walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the heel. Walking in Memphis, do I really feel the way I feel? Walking in Memphis, I'm walking with my feet 10 feet off the heel. Walking in Memphis, do I really feel the way I feel? Do I really feel the way I feel? Put on my blue suede shoes and boarded the plane. Touched down in the valley of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. Touched down in the valley of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain.
Susan, thank you so much. Thank you. I think my guitar was just about in tune there. How's that for volumes? It's okay? Great. Good. Oh, we're off to a good start then. It's fantastic. So, for some of you that don't know my music, which is probably quite a lot of you, to be honest with you, and that's fine. I tour in a rock band from the UK called Coast. Now, most of the guys in Coast are based around the Oban area of Scotland, which is quite famous for whiskey. And it's a very, very beautiful place. My brother is also in the band, and he's based in the south of England. So the band is kind of spread out all over the UK and Denmark. I live on the island of Fyn, which is very, very, very nice. And I've been there for about 5 years now. And I've actually tried to go to sport school 3 times. It's a bit of a problem. The last time I went, do you know what they said to me? I tried to go last year, and they turned around to me and they said, Paul, do it in Daily man. This guy come again. So no matter how much I tried to get back in through the door, they wouldn't let me anymore. It's just not going very, very well for me. We're trying to speak really good Danish. The problem is that my job is so international. This is all I do for a living. I play music. I work in I've got my own recording studio, and I work with artists from around the world, and that's it. And it's a difficult thing for a lot of people to understand, especially people at my Danish school. They couldn't quite grasp it, because they were saying, well, don't you have Danish co-workers? And I said, not really. I only speak to myself. So that's the only thing. There is one thing. I've started reading every day in Danish, which is good. I've started reading a book every single day. So it is kind of helping. But there's one phrase that has got me through my entire 5 years of living here in Denmark, which was taught to me by a 14-year-old boy. And that's fem flelle flueboller pole flet flueboller fell. And that's as good as it gets for me. So I do apologise. But yeah. So I'm going to play a song for you now by Coast, and this year it's the band's 10-year anniversary since the very first album that we did. So we're doing a whole tour of Denmark, and we're actually going to Sweden as well this year, and we're playing a tour of Germany in the summer. But this particular song I'm going to play for you, it's from the band's very first album, and it kind of tells a bit of a story about my childhood. I had a strange childhood, but one of the places I was very lucky, very fortunate enough to have lived in, was in the Western Isles of Scotland, and I lived in this very, very small village called Ballyvanny, very, very tiny place. And if you ever get to go, there isn't a lot there. I suppose it's like setting foot on the moon. There's just land and, well, there's not even water on the moon, is there? But yeah, there's just land and lochs and sheep, and that's it. And whiskey. There's whiskey there as well. And this particular song it's kind of about me and my brother when we were kids and we were living there and getting into trouble. You know, he was stealing cars and things, and I was setting fire to buildings and things like that. But on a serious point, this song takes shape in kind of a sailing theme, because if you go to the Hebrides, you're surrounded by the Atlantic. It's pretty wild up there. So I set this song like as if you're on a boat. So you have to imagine you're on a boat, and an old wooden ship, and you're rocking sideways like this, and maybe there's a storm coming soon. So we called this song "To the Windward." On your shore, oh, wind sharp and cold, and a rock by a distant hill. Sounds crashing from the north, a freight train rolling through, in your heart you're as free as air. Lies on a rock by a distant hill. Oh, the lighthouse shines, and we used to sail a boat, go to the windward. She went down through the sands of Hoster Bay, and we used to ride so high above the ocean, 'cause all the memories she had have passed away to the windward. Yeah. On your shore, oh, wind sharp and cold, and a rock by a distant hill, and the lighthouse shines, and we used to sail a boat, go to the windward. She went down through the sands of Hoster Bay, and we used to ride so high above the ocean, 'cause all the memories she had have passed away. Oh, we used to sail a boat, go to the windward. She went down through the sands of Hoster Bay, and we used to ride so high above the ocean, 'cause all the memories she had passed away to the windward. Thank you so very, 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 very much. Right. Okay. Skull. Do you know, it's a serious problem for me, this, because quite often I'm playing music on the north part of Germany very much, or in the south part of Denmark. And I've been in the opposite country many times and said the very opposite thing. So I've been in Denmark and said, Prost. Everyone's looked at me slightly strange, and I've been in Germany and said, Skål! They look at me even more strange than that. So I've figured out a way to get around this so that I don't ever make that mistake again if ever I'm playing music just either side of the border. And I do it with thank you as well. You know, it's thank you is also another thing. So you say danke schön or tak. You know, and I've been in the opposite country, so now I just say things like danke tak. And Frosty Skål. All right. I'm going to play a song now by my most favourite, I would say, my favourite rock artist of all time. And he goes by the name of Bruce Springsteen. And is there anybody in here who likes Bruce Springsteen? Oh, that's good. That's going to come in very handy in a bit. That's good. I got to see Bruce Springsteen live a couple of years ago, thanks to some friends of mine. I got to see him in Copenhagen. Just brilliant. Here we go. Hey! Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Tell me now, baby, is he go to you? Can you do the things that I do? Sometimes it's like someone taking out the edge of your girl and drove a 6-inch valley into my skull. And now I wake up with the sheets looking made of a freight train running through the middle of my head. I could take you there. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Ooh. Hey, I'm on fire. Danke, tak. Okay, so we're going to do a small competition now. This is going to be fun. So quite a lot of you put your hands up in the air and said you were Bruce Springsteen fans. Could you do that again for me, just so I can be double sure? How many people are Bruce Springsteen fans in here? Right, good. Right, I'm going to be counting on you guys. So, I wrote a song for Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
I did. He's not listened to it yet, but but nonetheless, I still wrote a song. It's actually a tribute song, okay? And it's the title of this song is called "I Want to Sing with the Boss," because that's my biggest musical dream in a lot of ways is to sing with Bruce Springsteen. He also said the same about me, by the way. And it's good. I got to sing with him a few years ago. It was in Copenhagen. It was with 70,000 other people, but I still got to sing with him. And I got about 40 meters from the stage. I was like, "Hey man, over here!" And then security got me. No, but this particular song that I wrote, it's all the verses, all the words in it are made up from songs that Bruce Springsteen wrote. For example,
Because we're dancing in the dark.
so that's Bruce Springsteen's song called "Dancing in the Dark." So the competition is very, very simple. What you have to do is you have to count all the Bruce Springsteen songs that are in this song. And if you're feeling lucky, by the time I finish the song, you put your hand up like this and you say a number. Could be any number, doesn't matter. Even if you don't know the number, just say any number. And the first person to get it the closest and the quickest to answer, they'll win a free CD. We'll do that. One of the cheap CDs. But yeah, so are you all ready? Should we do this? Fantastic, right. So this is this is called "I Want to Sing with the Boss."
I've been working on a dream. It's a vision I've seen. To be blinded by the light. We'll be racing in the streets where the heavens and hell meet. All will be proving it all night. From the back streets of this city to the stadiums of hope, I wanna sing with the boss. Yeah, the beating of the drums while the tears run down their face. I wanna sing with the boss. Is this my lucky day? Should I try and catch the wind or fade away in Knightsbridge Park? After you, I'm going down. Raise your hand and be so true, 'cause tonight we're dancing in the dark. Hey! From the back streets of this city to the stadiums of hope, I wanna sing with the boss. Yeah, the beating of the drums while the tears run down their face. I wanna sing with the boss. Whoa. Yeah, baby, we were born to run. Yeah, baby, we were born
competition time. This is where everybody gets really shy. So, let's see some hands. Come on, how many songs are in that? Yes, you sir. 3. 10. Okay, 10. Okay. Did you put your hand up?
Yeah, but I also counted 10 actually.
7.
10.
10. Okay. 10. 7.
No.
Yes, Mama.
7.
7. Yes. 3. It's a 4-minute song. Okay, 3. Yes. 6. Did you put your hand up as well? 6. Okay. Yes.
13.
13. Okay. Yes.
11.
11. 8.
You can't have 2 numbers together. You've got 1 each. Yeah, go on.
Oh, mine.
Yes. 8.
11.
11. Okay. You've already put your hand up.
5.
Which one? 5 or 13?
5.
You're changing your mind.
No. 5.
Did you not say 13 a minute ago?
No.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Humble apologies. 13. Okay. Any more? No? Okay. No? Yes?
5.
5? You sure? Okay. So, how many said 11? 11. Which ones? Okay, I'm joking. Okay, actually, we have a winner. We do have a winner. So the correct answer is actually 14. Yeah, so you're the closest. Give her a big round of applause. So one of the cheap ones. Yeah, cheap ones. Just kidding. No, you can have any CD you like on there. So yeah, 14 songs. Well done. It's close enough. I think there's only been, throughout my entire career of doing that competition, 2 people that have actually got it correct. And they were just guesses as well. All right. So I'm going to take you back to the Western Isles of Scotland again, and just put that down there. So again, back to the very first Coast album. And this is a song that I wrote when I went back for a holiday one year, back to the village where I was raised in when I was a boy. And the great thing about this village, Balnavanek it's called, if you ever get to go, just outside of the village there is there's a beach. Well, there's a beach outside every village there, but there's this one in particular, it's called Cooler Bay. And if you take a photograph of it, sometimes it looks like the Bahamas. The water is turquoise and the sands are just white. It's just so amazing. And I sat there on this beach, just sat there soaking up the sun, because it was sunny that day. It's usually sunny on one day a year in the Hebrides. It's normally a Wednesday. And it was a beautiful sunny day. The sky was a brilliant blue, and this song just came to me. So, yeah, this is a co-song. This is called Big Blue Sky. Step out into the ocean and I reach across the sea, when I feel the warm winds blowing and the power over me, 'cause there's a plane up in the sky but I hope they can see, and I wonder if they're feeling the way I'm feeling to be me. Every time I feel like leaving everything I know behind, then you play a message through my heart and say, look around. I've seen your fire, I've seen your sun. You delivered me up to where the morning comes. Loving angels seen through your eyes. Hey, look at me, I'm in a big blue sky.
big blue sky. Yeah, a big blue sky. Oh, now I walk around the water with the earth under my feet, and the feeling grows stronger as my soul becomes complete. There's a plane up in the sky, and I hope they can see, and I wonder if they're feeling the way I'm feeling to believe. Every time I feel like I'm leaving everything I know behind, then you play a message through my heart and say, look around. I've seen your fire, I've seen your sun. You delivered me up to where the morning comes. Loving angels seen through your eyes. They look at me, I'm in a big blue sky. I'm in a big blue sky. A big blue sky. I'm in a big blue sky. Oh, a big blue sky. Oh, a big blue sky. Big blue sky. Big blue sky. Big blue sky. Big blue sky.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, so as you've just seen, I put my guitar down. I'm going to head over to this instrument here, which means you're going to get my you're going to get my side view, which is probably my best side actually. So yeah, here we go. I need some jazz music, don't I? Just to just make sure it's still working here. Yes. Now, I apologise if this keyboard's a bit on the loud side. Sometimes I play very quietly, sometimes I play very loud. I'll try and keep this one quiet. This is from Coast's first album. This is called Keep Loving.
If you go, please take me with you to the corners of the world and back again. And if you go, don't be afraid. Now I can see your ring gold house in love will come. And trees keep on growing, and leaves keep on falling, and rivers keep flowing, and people keep loving. Yeah, people keep loving. If the mountains are white and blue, and there's water running through, then sail away. And if your conscience can bear the pain. Don't think of what you left behind, go on your way. Trees keep on growing, leaves keep on unfolding, rivers keep flowing, people keep loving. Yeah, people keep loving. Trees keep on growing, leaves keep on falling, rivers keep flowing, and people keep loving. Hey, people keep loving. Hey, people keep loving. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm going to play just one more little song before we take a small break. Is that time? Is that about right? Great. I've got this down to fine art now, where I don't even need a clock anymore. I can just about judge when people need a break, which is nice. And I'd like to point out as well that over on the merch table you can buy CDs at 700 euros each, or 5,000 crowns if you want to do a translation on that. Because I do have a family of 75 to feed, so. And also I've got a magazine which I'm giving away completely for free. Just go over to the table and help yourself. And if you write down your email address, I'll send you some free music as well, and some nice pictures of me. Are there any nice pictures of me? I don't know. This is a song by a gentleman that's now up there with the Lord. Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fourth, the major league, the Bible king composing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Perfect. Choir. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throat and cut your hair, and from the lips you drew the hallelujah, say I took the name in vain, but I don't even know the name. Well, if I did, well, what's it to you? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which one you heard. The holy or the broken. Hallelujah, 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 See you in half an hour. Thank you so much.
The magazine I've got there, you can see pictures of my my newborn baby girl. She's 6 months old tomorrow. And, yes, Evie. She's my little darling. So you can just pick up one of those magazines. Just go take one, and you can see what she looks like 5 months ago. So actually, I was thinking during the break, because I was talking to a lot of people, and we kept saying tack and cell tack, and it's quite one of the things that I realised when I first moved to Denmark was that the Danes, and I actually consider myself kind of half Danish now, even though my Danish is awful. I consider myself half Danish, but one of the things that I noticed was that you have a million ways to say thank you. It's just incredible. And I first found myself being in a conversation with someone. For example, I could be in somewhere like Futex, and I would be buying a Yankee bar or something, and I'd say tack, and then the guy behind the counter doing the money would say, "I'll sell tack." And then I think, well, what do I say now? So I'd say, "Oh, tack, fordi du sagde sell tack." And then he would say, "Oh, det var så lidt." And I'd be thinking, when's this going to end? But to be honest with you, as a guy from the UK, it's very endearing, because you go in the shop and you say, "How much is this?" And they go away. It's really, really nice, very nice. And I think one of the reasons, even though when people dig a little bit deeper, they find out that I can actually speak a bit of Danish. But the one reason I don't speak it so much is because it is an old language, and it has its ways, and I think because I have such a high respect for the language, I don't do the language justice. And that's also because I live on Fyn as well, so I think, maybe in another 10 years or something, I might start to speak a little bit more Danish. So, music, right. I'm going to start off with a song. Now, this is from the band's latest album that we did in 2017. And there's a wee story attached to this song. And one of the things that people will come to realise when they listen to the music of Coast, it's not really songs that I write about me. I'm quite boring, really. So I tend to write songs about things that have happened to other people, or history. We write a lot about history. And this song, it's really quite incredible. It's not the song, but the story, sorry. The story is a true story. It's a World War II story. I'm going to set the scene for you. It takes place up there, thousands of feet up in the sky, and it's between two men. One man is a German Messerschmitt pilot called Franz Stigler, and this is a complete true story. You can read all about it. And the other man is an American bomber pilot called Charlie Brown. And the amazing thing about this story is that these two young men were, of course, enemies at that time. And Charlie Brown was on a bombing mission over the city of Bremen. Him and his entire squadron were basically trying to flatten Bremen. And they were doing a pretty good job as well. And Charlie Brown's aircraft had got into serious trouble. The Luftwaffe had shot his aircraft to pieces, but it was still flying. Most of his crew were dead. There was him and maybe two other people left in the plane, and it was flying very, very low. Now, this is where the other man comes into the picture, Mr. Franz Stigler. What a guy. He saw that this aircraft was up there, and his mission, obviously, is to shoot it down. Now, they have this thing in the Air Force called a code of honor. And if you see a pilot has jumped out of his aircraft and is parachuting, you don't shoot the pilot. It's a very, very serious offense. And this man, Charlie Brown, he stuck to this law, absolutely. But he took it one step further. He could see that Charlie Brown's aircraft was very badly crippled, and it was just barely trying to make it towards the sea. So Franz Stigler, he chased the aircraft, and then he flew right next to it, side by side, and the two men communicated. So you could imagine how Charlie was feeling. He thought he was about to get shot down by this Messerschmitt, but he didn't. The two men communicated, and they just became friends. Something happened. The two men decided, do you know what, today we're not going to hate each other, we're going to love each other. And it was absolutely brilliant. So he flew next to him, side by side, so that no other German aircraft would shoot him down until he was safely towards the sea. And Charlie flew across the sea back to the UK, which is where he was based. Now, the incredible thing is that Franz Stigler turned around, landed in Germany, didn't tell many people because he would have been in a lot of trouble. After the war, Charlie Brown and Franz Stigler both ended up in Canada, and the two men met. They met each other not long after the war, and they both became best friends, the two men, until they both died in the year 2006. So how's that for a story of bravery? Fantastic, isn't it? So when I first read this story, it was it brought tears to my eyes, because you don't often get moved by a lot of there's a lot of generic war stories that you hear, because I'm a big fan of history, but this one in particular really moved me. So I wrote a song all about it, and we put it on the Last Coast album. So this is called That Old Atlantic Sky.
Up in that old Atlantic sky, flying home side by side, Charlie thought he was to die, till he stared into those eyes. He had chills running down his spine, leaving Germany behind, with the enemy beside him, praying to stay alive. Charlie, fly, oh, a palm across the sea. Don't pour that burden nail for me. I am alive and I am free, and all the weariness of war. Tell me what we're fighting for. Have we not seen this all before? Even our sing, stay close. Whoa, fly, oh, Johnny, fly, oh, whoa, fly, oh, Johnny, fly, oh, oh, up in that old Atlantic sky, flying home side by side, Charlie thought he was to die. Up in that old Atlantic sky, fly, oh, Charlie, 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 fly.
Thank you so much. Yeah, just to follow on with that story, actually, there's another amazing thing that happened because of that. It was the beginning of last year. I was in a town playing a concert just north of, just north of Hamburg, I think, in a place called Eastham. And it was the very first concert of the year. And I played the first set. That went really, really well. You know, it was kind of similar to this, similar kind of audience, you know. And during the break, I was kind of pacing up and down backstage, just thinking, what songs am I going to play for this next set? And this song came into my head. I thought, okay, I'm going to play this one. So I told the story, just like I have done with you guys. And I sang the song, and it was great, and everybody loved it. After the concert, I was at the merch table signing CDs for people. And this man walked up to me. He must have been maybe 60, 65 years old. This kind of old, you know, sort of elderly-ish gentleman from Germany, and he had very wet eyes. He had tears in his eyes, and he says, "Young man," and I said, "Yes." He says, "I need to talk to you about that song." And immediately my heart sunk. I thought, "Oh no, what have I done? I've got the history wrong or something. I've told the story wrong. This is all going to go horrible." And he says, "I just need to let you know that my father was Franz Stigler's Messerschmitt mechanic and best friend during the Second World War. And he said he never told that story to anybody apart from him, who told it to me. And he said, I just want to let you know that you've completed the circle, and thank you so much for writing that song." And I felt, wow, that was just one of those moments that I felt quite proud, actually. It was really good. So he was a very happy man at the end of that, you know. He didn't buy a CD though, so I was quite You can't win them all. So, do you have your song sheets, ladies and gentlemen? Where's your hymn sheets? So, as let's hope that we've got the songs correct on here. This one is by Hansi Hinterseer, yes? Now we're going to sing a song by John Denver.
Yes.
It's very easy, this one. But the thing is, I also love singing this song. I've got a lot of friends in the business who are also singers, some of them very, very good singers. And they hate singing this song, they just won't do it. They say, why do you sing this song, Paul? And I say, well, because I love it. And they laugh at me because I sing this song. But I just love singing this song because I was always a fan of John Denver growing up. In fact, in a lot of ways, when I was trying to sing as a teenager, I tried to model my voice a little bit on John Denver. But obviously, I was never as good as John Denver. So, all you have to do to get this song going is put your hands together, yeah? Here we go. Hey, hey. All right. Woo.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Come on, country road, take me home to the place right below West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road. My memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue waters, dark and dusty, painted on the skies, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country road, take me home to the place right below West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road. I hear a voice in the morning, how she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Here we go, come on. Yesterday, yes, yeah. Country road, take me home. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road. Country road, take me home to the place right below West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Alright, here we go. Country road, take me home to the place right below West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Down country road. You write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? dust off your shoes, and I think those really blues. I was lonely, singing in a rocking boat with a deep carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew that I was out of love today. How the music died. And you sing, come on. We started singing bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I lived. This will be the day that I lived.
Okay, that's good. Well done. Verse 3.
I met a girl who sang the blues. I asked her for some happy news, and she just smiled and turned away. And the three men I admired the most, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, they caught the last train from the coast today. The music. Every voice in here tonight. We started singing, go! And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I live. This will be the day that I live. One more time. Good, good. Hey, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I live. This will be the day that I live. Every voice in here tonight. Hey, hey, oh, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Hey, hey. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I live. This will be the day that I live. Whoa, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I lived. Singing, this will be the day that I lived.
I should be applauding you guys. Fantastic. Really well done. Oh, that was lots of fun. So, now I'm going to teach you all how to sing a coast song.
Yes.
It's going to be lots of fun, I promise. You know, this song is so simple, even I can sing it. It's very, very easy. Now, this is a true story. This is from Coast's first album, all those years ago, 10 years ago. And this is a true story about a cruise ship that sank, called the Oceanic. Yes, yes. Now, it's an amazing story because this ship was obviously doomed, and the captain had called for abandoned ship, but what he thought that meant was just him to abandon ship. So he actually left the ship, and I don't know, 700-800 people on board, he left them all to die, basically. So he jumped off the ship into a little rowboat, saved himself. Now, what was amazing is that on board there was a musician, and he was just a guitar player, you know. And he went to the bridge when he knew that there was trouble happening. He went to the bridge where the captain should have been. He wasn't there, and he got the Navy. He radioed for the Navy, and the Navy came in with their helicopters and lifted every single person off that ship. And the musician, the gentleman, his name was Moss Hills. He was the last person on that ship. He was winched up to safety, Seconds later, this whole cruise ship, it just went bubbling underneath the ocean. So he was the last person off. Really, really unbelievable story. And there's a moral to this story, which my guitar player, Finley, he pointed out. And it's quite cool, which is if ever you go traveling, especially on a cruise ship, make sure you travel with a musician. So, the chorus to this song is so simple, okay? It's just, all you have to sing is Oceanos. And that's the name of the ship, Oceanos. So, we're going to practice it a few times. And I know you've all got beautiful voices because I've heard you. So the chorus goes like this. Oceanos. That's all you need to do. So I'll sing it one more time and I'll count you in. Oceanos. Okay, sing.
Oceanos.
Brilliant. Oh, you guys are good. Okay, one more time. I'll sing it and then I'll count you guys in. Oceanos. Okay, sing.
Oceanos.
This is going to be great. Now, all we need to do now is get you guys to put your hands together. So.
Got a message for the captain, but the captain isn't here. He's part his crew and all the luggage in the boat to disappear. Oh, 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 oh. We're drinking water like a fish, and now there's nowhere we can go. There's a man who plays guitar with a brave heart led in undertow. Oh, 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 oh. Here comes the first chorus. Here we go. And Oceanos, there's my ship rolling down. And Oceanos, 2 by 2, we leave the bound. Got a message for the captain, but the captain isn't here. All his crew and all their luggage in a boat to disappear. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, let me hear your beautiful voices. 1, 2, 3. Oceanos, there's my ship rolling down. And Oceanos, 2 by 2, we leave the bow. Come on, one more time. 3, 4. Oceanos. Oh, amazing. And again, sing. Oceanos. Fantastic. One more time. Yeah. Oceanos. This time here, sing. Ready this side? We've got a competition now. Everybody in the back. Whoa! Just you. You don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I always end up picking on someone in the audience when I do that. It just happens to be that. I do apologise. Okay, let's see if you can follow me. Ready? I'll just. Scroll. Just, I need a drink. So, I'm going to pretend to be Freddie Mercury. Are you okay? I know, I don't have the moustache. Alright, here we go. Oceanos.
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 know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna sing you all to America. Here we go. Hey, 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 hey. Go, will you go back again to the land of eternal youth? Was it gone to America today? Back where the rivers flow, back where the flowers grow. They've gone to America today. Oh, they've gone to America today. Come on, get those hands in the air. Hey, oh. Oh, they've gone to America to take. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next time I do that, if you two ladies come to my next thing, I'll grow a mustache. My wife might not like me, but I'll do it for you. Right, I'm gonna. Sorry, I'm gonna leave you guys with one last piece of music, which I need to use this for. Now this one came from Foodtex, so. Actually, you can buy these pretty cheap. No, it's true. It's true. Honestly, it's called an Irish whistle, or a penny whistle, or an Irish flute. And I love this instrument because it's so simple. And you can probably buy these for about 50 crowns, which is dead cheap. In fact, I've got 100 of them for sale tonight. Joke. This is from my Prisoner of War album. This is called Home at Dawn. Basically, this is what happens if you buy your equipment from Aldi. My guitar comes from Lidl, and my keyboard comes from Edeka. So. Right. I think I need to. Right. Okay. Here we go. So, yeah, this piece of music I'm going to play for you now. This is purely just an instrumental. It's from an album I wrote called "Prisoner of War." Now, I started out my musical career training to be a classical concert pianist back in the UK many, many, many years ago. And after sitting at the piano for 8 hours a day doing this, oh, I can go the other way. After doing that for 8 hours every day, I decided that wasn't really for me. So I wanted to write music instead. So I basically gave up playing classical music, started to write songs, and that's kind of took my career in a different place. But a few years ago, I got back into writing music for piano again, and I wrote this this piece of music. It's from an album called "Prisoner of War," and you can buy it over there. It's on the front of it is a beautiful old wooden ship. And it's a painting that I own, actually. It's inspired by this painting. And the thing is about this painting, it's so incredible, is that I bought it in the UK for about 25 British pounds or something like that, 20 odd years ago. And it's got a strange signature on the bottom. It's on the bottom right-hand corner, it says Hans Backschat. So it's a German gentleman, and underneath that it says P-O-W. So this guy was a German prisoner of war, whoever painted this picture. And I was always just so intrigued by this beautiful big wooden ship picture. I just sat in front of it one day with my keyboard and I was just playing around, and after 25 minutes I'd written an entire album of music, which is strange because the album's 43 minutes long. This is a track from the album. This is called "Down in the Deep," and you're going to hear some orchestral sounds coming from the speakers because I couldn't afford the Turner Symphony Orchestra. But I did all the orchestrations myself. So here we go.
This song is the title track from Coast's last album, called Windmills in the Sky. This is about being away from your families for months and months at a time. For those type of people that work those types of jobs, whether you're at sea or with the military or in a rock band.
We are the boys, no country. We are the shipping industry. We are the boys with no country. From British shores to New Jersey. 'Cause windmills in the sky, you're so beautiful to me. As the world keeps turning around, sunspots in my eyes, they will never cease to be. As the world keeps turning around. The sun will rise before I'm home. The fields come greener every day. Their spirit shines through days of old. By Ocean Gate, through Obstacle Way. You're so beautiful to me. As the world keeps turning around, sunspots in my eyes, they will never cease to be. As the world keeps turning around, and how the world keeps turning round. Yeah, the world keeps turning round. How the world keeps turning round. Don't you be down, don't you be down. Haven't you heard, haven't you heard? He will come back, you heard? Haven't you heard? By grace He walks. And haven't you heard? By love we were brought. Haven't you heard your Father's voice? And haven't you heard the angels rejoice? You weary soul, you weary soul, haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? Saved by the blood, saved by the blood, haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? By grace He walks. Haven't you heard? By love we were brought. Haven't you heard your Father's voice? Haven't you heard the angels rejoice? Oh, hey, hey, haven't you heard? By grace He walks. Haven't you heard? By love we were brought. Haven't you heard your Father's voice? Haven't you heard the angels rejoice? Haven't you heard the angels rejoice? And haven't you heard the angels rejoice?
Good night. God bless. Thank you very much.